What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap Show. The 2022 NBA champions will be the Los Angeles Lakers. I understand I picked them this year in 2021. I was wrong. I picked them last year in 2020. I was right. You know, you win some, you lose some. But I really think adding Russell Westbrook to Los Angeles Lakers roster is definitely a difference maker. It is 100% a difference maker. And I like to take the positives out of every situation, no matter what it is, what scenario it is. Let's look at this situation here. Russ is playing with LeBron James, okay? One of the smartest basketball players we've ever seen, IQ-wise, is so insane. So to me, I think LeBron's going to teach Russ a lot of IQ things about the game that Russ has some cobwebs, right? You know, we've seen late game Russ really, cough up the ball, make some bad turnovers late game, even in the finals back in 2012 when they played LeBron. You know, Russ made a foul, I think, in game 3 or game 4 when it was like a 2 or 3 point game where he didn't have to foul there. Okay, so I think that's going to help as well. But for LeBron's side, I think it's going to help because, look, LeBron's getting towards the end of his career. We can see that, but has he slowed down? Maybe a little bit, but LeBron can still bang on anybody. He can still get to the cup on anybody. He can still score on anybody. He can still pass on anybody. He can still rebound on anybody. He's really the best player in the NBA. He is. LeBron James is the one. And understand, heat of the moment right now, Giannis, well-deserved, 2021 NBA champion. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. They're definitely making some offseason moves, adding Grayson Allen, but I do think they need Chris Middleton back. They need Drew Holiday back. They need a lot of guys back for the Bucks to get in there. But for me, the keys for the Lakers, man, it's their big three. And Anthony Davis, if he stays healthy. And I expect Anthony Davis come out this year really locked in, ready to go. And I want to see AD hit the weight room this summer. I want to see him come back a little bigger than what he's normally coming in as. We have to understand AD, he's skinny, man. I want to see some meat on his bones. I want to see what the offseason's going to bring. But for Russ, man, he's back in his hometown, LA. I think this is great for Russell Westbrook in his career. He's right in his prime right now. He's not fading away from his prime. If anything, he's getting better each year. And we're seeing that triple-doubles after triple-doubles. The most triple-doubles in any NBA player in history. Okay? So Russ, he's going to bring it. He's going to bring it for the Lakers. And the Lakers are speculations of signing Isaiah Thomas. He's been in and out of the league the past couple of years. Played with Los Angeles back in 2017, 2018. And look, he recently dropped 81 in a Pro AM game. So, obviously, Isaiah Thomas can play. I like this pickup. If the Lakers do pick up Isaiah Thomas, I think this is great. A backup point guard for Russell Westbrook. I think this is amazing pickup. If the Lakers do get this, it's crazy. LeBron James' offseason this year was nuts, right? Doing Space Jam. I haven't seen it yet. I heard some positives and negatives about the movie, but we have to understand LeBron really got a super team now. Anthony Davis, a superstar. Russell Westbrook, I've never in a million years would have saw Russell Westbrook and LeBron James playing together. Okay? I never saw that coming. I don't think anybody really did. I thought that was crazy. So when I saw that, I was just like, man, it's a wrap. The Lakers are going to win in 2022. You guys mark my words. Put your money on it. And I understand who's the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I would say it's the Los Angeles Lakers. It's their free throw shooting. Can they hit the big shots at their big shots? I'm not worried about the ball hogs, with Russ. I think Russ is really going to adapt to how LeBron James plays, how Anthony Davis plays. I think the pick and roll with Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook is going to be great. I think throwing some LeBron James pick and roll with Russ, I think that's going to be great as well. I just think they need to add maybe a shooter or two here. But, shooters, they come and go. So I do think, the Lakers will eventually sign. But the biggest threat is definitely, the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, we can say that. James Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. Obviously, Kevin Durant, top 3 players in the NBA, has been for the past 10 years. Top 3, dude. He's in the top 3. Okay, I want to put him at number 1 because I got to put LeBron at number 1. But to me, KD this past season averaged almost 27 points a game, 26.9. Okay, whereas, James Harden averaged 24.6 with 10.9 assists a game. So James Harden was more a passer, a facilitator than a scorer that we're used to seeing him with the Houston Rockets. But, I really think, what Kyrie are we going to get? Are we gonna get the end? Are we gonna get the game changer Kyrie from 2016 when he hit the big three in Game 7 against Golden State Warriors on Steph Curry? Are we gonna see that Kyrie? Or are we gonna see a different Kyrie? The Kyrie who's really worried about the world views right now. All in this stuff, right? You know, it's easy, right? Social media, we can just get so sidetracked on really what's the goal here. You know, what's our passion? What do we love to do? So I think Kyrie, in a way, is kind of steering away from that. And I even said, dude, if Kyrie's really on this mental aspect of life, you know, with, you know, different galaxies, whatever the case is, I do think that's not going to be great for the Brooklyn Nets. We have to understand something. LeBron James is a champion. So is Kevin Durant and Kyrie. But we have to understand that, dude, Kyrie, man, you're still in your prime, okay? So I would not stop while you're in your prime. I don't know if his mental is there. Yes, Kyrie's got all the talent in the world. He can definitely play against anybody. He's the best ball handler in the league today, right now. Not overall in the NBA history. I got to go with Allen Iverson, the best ball handler that we've ever seen. Period, okay? No more discussion. AI, the greatest ball handler, but I do think, you know, what Kyrie we're going to see. I think if we do see an MVP type of Kyrie this season, yes, the Brooklyn Nets will be playing the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals next year. I think that'll be great. I think the viewers will go up. Now, we've heard speculations where the viewers are going down. Well, it kind of makes sense, right? You know, with the bubble, COVID, and a lot of politics getting it thrown into the NBA, I don't think any politics should be thrown in it, not just the NBA, in any sport in general. You know, even the NFL's got a little political. I just think, you know, stay away from the politics if you're a professional athlete, dude. You know, I understand, but I just think a sport is a sport, man. Stay with that. I think politics could really steer away from people, could not want people to watch it. So I think that's why some of the viewerships are down recently. But look, dude, you know, Brooklyn Nets are no joke, okay? They got DeAndre Jordan, you know, Patty Mills. Shout out to Patty Mills, man. But going back to the Lakers, dude, I'm telling you what, if they do end up signing Isaiah Thomas, this is going to be clutch because, you know, coming off the bench, I do think that's going to help Russ because there's no reason to play Russ, Braun, and AD, you know, for the entire season, right? All 82 games, you know, every single game. I think, you know, we have to understand that LeBron, you know, let's give him some time off. You know, we have to understand that last year was really his first year that he got hurt. Or we'll go back to 2013, 2014, where he was out a couple weeks off a twisted ankle. But I just think, you know, if I'm Frank Vogel, you know, obviously getting an extension, I don't know if I super like that or not, but you know, we have to deal with it. So I think, you know, Frank Vogel understands that, hey, I don't want to play LeBron crazy minutes like he was playing in Cleveland. Even back in 2016 when they won the NBA Finals, he was playing crazy minutes. So I think this year it's like, Bron, let's take the load off LeBron, okay? Come playoff time, then we can play LeBron like we have done that. The Cleveland Cavaliers have done back in the day, playing him crazy minutes, you know, only getting 2 or 3 minutes of rest a game. You know, so I just think, you know, the Lakers got to go smart with this, okay? Be super smart, and I think adding a couple key pieces, they still need a great three-point shooter. One's not enough. You're going to need something to really load that, you know, really go over the top. We're talking about a championship here. You know, they won it in 2020. I get that, but I just think, you know, going overall with what they got right now, they're going to need a little bit more. They really will. And a lot of people are like, oh, Russ and Braun aren't going to play great. Come on, dude. I think they're going to play phenomenal together. I think, you know, Russ is going to end up helping his shot more. I think Russ is going to become a better jump shooter, which he is a great jump shooter, but I just think consistently, you know, day in and day out, game in and game out, he's going to hit that. He's going to hit that jumper. He's going to hit that open three. I think he's going to work on that. You know, Russ doesn't have to work on getting to the cup because he can get to the cup whenever he wants, just like LeBron. And I think they both realize, dude, we can get to the cup anytime. We need this offseason. We need to work on our threes. We need to work on our threes. AD, I think he needs to work more on the post game down low, that type of thing. But I would love for the NBA overall to see, you know, Los Angeles Lakers and Brooklyn Nets. I really do. I think that'll be great for the league. You know, all superstars, right? We have to understand the NBA is changing. It is. And to me, it's more like, all right, what team is going to be the best possibility to win an NBA title? That's what the mindset now is. To whereas back in the day, it's like, hey, this is my team. I'm not leaving you guys high and dry. I'm going to stay here until we win a championship. Kind of like what MJ did in Chicago. Okay, I understand he played with Washington later on. That was after he's washed up, okay? But I'm saying MJ in his prime, he wasn't like, hey, I'm going to dip out and join a super team like some of these cats. And I will admit that LeBron really started this movement, right? Back in 2010 when he decided, hey, I'm taking my talents to South Beach and joining the Miami Heat. And that was the original big three, him, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. Now, which big three is better, D. Wade, Chris Bosh, or, Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis? I would say leaning more towards Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. Now, I'm not, throwing shade on any of them. Obviously, D. Wade, Hall of Famer. I'm saying more of Chris Bosh. I would rather have Anthony Davis than Chris Bosh any day of the week. Now, obviously, Westbrook and Wade is a coin flip, but obviously, Wade, Hall of Famer. I think Wade really taught LeBron how to become a champion, and that's what happened after they repeated, right? LeBron went back to Cleveland, won in 2016, a crazy 3-1 comeback, the only team to ever do that. That is LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the only team. Okay, crazy, right? Then they win in 2020. Yeah, amazing. So I think, this year, coming up in 2022, I do think it's a huge year for LeBron and Russell Westbrook. And I don't really think a lot of pressure's on Russ. I really don't. A lot of people are speculating, saying, oh, there's going to be so much pressure on Russ. I really don't. He's playing in his hometown again. He's playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Do you think he's tripping? Do you think he has any stress whatsoever? Absolutely not. The person who has the most stress, or should have stress, is obviously LeBron, but I think that's really past him now. I think LeBron really lived with the results now. He's got 4 championships. If he wins in 2022 with Russ and AD, he will be tied with the great Kobe Bryant, dude, a.k.a. the Black Mamba. Amazing, dude. I'm telling you what, dude. This is amazing. This is history in the making, and I do think, when it's all said and done, will LeBron James tie Michael Jordan with 6 NBA championships? Now, reaching for 7 is definitely a stretch. He's only at 4 right now. Okay, so there's definitely a long way to go for Bron and company, but, dude, never say never. I think, who knows? The Lakers continue to keep getting better and better, adding better players. People want to play with LeBron, right? They want that. They want to be around greatness. They want to get better, right? Who doesn't want to play with LeBron? Obviously, unless you're somebody who's like, oh, I'm going to be the superstar, or, you're a LeBron James hater where you're like, no, I'm not playing with LeBron. F LeBron. LeBron ain't shit, but it's like, come on, let's look at the facts here, okay? 4-time champion. He could win MVP every year if he wanted to. Okay? Like, really, in the NBA, if he really dedicated his life to winning MVPs, LeBron James would. But that's not the case. LeBron doesn't look at that anymore. He looks at championships, which every player now in the league's kind of the same way, right? We're looking at championships, joining super teams. Now, do I agree with joining super teams? No. I don't think, MJ, Bird, Magic, those guys, they never would have done that. Magic and Bird never would have played together. Maybe in an all-star game, but they not even the all-star game, because East and West. But, the Olympics, that's a different scenario. But I just think, Bird and Magic, they were different breeds. Nowadays, it's more about, hey, let's join together, let's join forces, and we're seeing that with the Brooklyn Nets, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie. It's all about that now. It's about who has the best superstars. So I think, obviously on paper, it's going to be the Los Angeles Lakers and Brooklyn Nets. Now, I'm not saying it's, that's set in stone. The Milwaukee Bucks could come back with Giannis. The way they're playing, there's chemistry. Obviously Giannis didn't have many superstars on his team. Chris Middleton, a superstar. Drew Holiday, a superstar. Come on, man. Jeff Teague, a superstar. No, so I just think, what Giannis did with the Milwaukee Bucks, it's amazing to me. It's so iconic, but I don't think the Bucks are going to repeat. I really don't, dude. It's hard to repeat. It's even hard to three-peat like the Lakers did back in 2000 with Shaq and Kobe. But I think, this coming up year in 2022, you guys mark my words. LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and company are going to win an NBA championship together. It's going to be LeBron James' 5th NBA title, baby. Let's go!